I hope you guys are doing well. All right, so we went over acrylic yesterday. We're going to be going over the fundamentals of gel today. For those of you guys that joined me in my Synergy Gel for Success class on Monday, awesome. I saw a lot of you guys post and tag me in some of the work that you guys have done. It's absolutely amazing. Let's just get right into the fundamentals so that you guys have a really good understanding on what to do if you guys are going to be sculpting hard gel. All right, so what we want to be able to do, just go ahead and lower this. All right, so I want to go through prep, and it's going to be the same exact thing. What I want to be able to do is kind of clip off the excess from the tip, and we'll go through the process of basically rounding off the corners. All right, so let me just come in and just round off everything so that it is nice and even. And what we want to be able to do is use our electric file at a really low speed. All right, so I want to use an arbor band, and I want to tickle away the shine at 3,000 RPMs, right? So what I want to be able to do is kind of get the hand in an overgrip position and use the arbor band to get around the perimeter, just like this. And then once we are around the perimeter, you're going to notice that I'm going to be using a feathering motion, right? Tickle, right? So I want to tickle away the shine from corner to corner in a very gentle fashion. I don't want to be super aggressive. What I want to be able to do is trust the low speed of the electric file. So on the inside of my wrist, right, I want to be able to kind of tickle away. That's the kind of pressure I'm using. Same kind of pressure that I'm going to be using around the natural nail when I'm working, right? You don't want to be aggressive, but you want to be as thorough. And the electric file is going to be able to do that for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some swipe, and I'm going to use lint-free wipe, and we're going to wipe all the oils and contaminants from the surface. And what this is going to set us up for is protein bond application. So this is going to be the same preparation as though you are doing acrylic. So I usually go through, I do one coat on all 10 nails, and then I want to come through and I'm going to do a second coat. Okay. Boom. So once we are done, we are now ready for base application. So base is available in clear, concealer pink, and concealer peach. I'm just going to be working with the regular base just to give you guys an idea, right, on how to pick it up and how to set it down. End of the day, it's all about being consistent. So I'm going to be using my master gel brush, the brush I use all the time. Notice that when I actually pick this up, I'm going to pull through. I'm going to have a nice tail. I'm going to tap this off. I love to do this, right? And this is what I'm always teaching. I'm going to set this down, and you see how I actually pillow it out and I pull through. It kind of pulls through like the shape of a tooth. I'm going to get inside, and I'm going to push this as close to the corner, and you can see how I'm able to build that trail all the way down the side. I'm using my brush to push down and around the edges to get a really nice even coat and get it nice and even around the perimeter of the nail. Once I am done doing that, I'm now going to go inside my light, right? And again, I like to set it for a minimum of 60, but I'm not really concerned. Let's say I'm doing a customer's hand. I'm going to work from pinky to thumb. As soon as I'm done, it's going to go inside the hand, and I'm going to work on the other. As soon as I'm done doing this hand, I'm going to rotate, and I'm going to continue to work. Start from the pinky, build to the thumb. Don't start from the thumb and work to the pinky, because then it's going to slide all the way down to the edges. All right, so I only need a minimum of 30. Right, because I'm doing one finger as a demonstration, and I want to be able to show you what we're doing. Okay, so the focus is the perimeter, and as you can see, you're going to get a really nice even coat from side to side, and that's what we want to be able to complete. We're now going to use a nail form, and again, I want to take the tab off. I want to place it underneath. I'm going to pre-pinch the tab just like this, right? And for all of you guys out there, open it up. And then what you want to do is get it underneath just like this, and then use your hand to lift it so that it becomes flush to the side. Don't worry about sealing the top. What we want to be able to do is build a really nice flush application, right? That's going to be completely straight. We're going to be working from the jars today. So I have some concealer pink, and what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to pull, right, a nice healthy amount from one side, tap that off. We're not going to build anything long. We're going to build something active, right? Notice what I do. I get this attached, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bounce all the way to this side, and then I'm going to bounce all the way to this side. I want to show you guys this, right? So as I'm bouncing and I'm connecting, see, I'm connecting from side to side. This is going to give me enough room to come in and just scoop out just a hair more. I'm going to tap this off again. I'm going to reconnect it, and then all I'm doing is keeping a light contact out to the length that I desire, right? So all I'm using, you can see I'm floating on the surface all the way out to the desired length. We're going to build a nice almond-shaped nail. And as you can see, I'm on the surface of the gel. That's what I want to be able to accomplish. Once we're done doing that, I need to go inside the light, right? And I need to set this. I'm holding the hand, right? So I'm going inside, and again, I'm going to freeze this. The amount of time that it has to be inside the light, honestly, right, as long as you're applying it, say, to the other, if I'm applying it to the other two fingers on the other hand, absolutely perfect. You're going to notice, right, this has only been about 20 seconds inside the light. It is thin enough where at this point, if I was to take the end of my wand, right here, the end of this wand, and slide it underneath, you can see that I have a really nice thin free edge all the way to the side. I'm not concerned about my edges right there. All I know is you can see from the bottom, I have a nice flush application all the way through. We have a tip that's built out all the way. What we want to be able to do now is we want to be able to come through, and we want to be able to build out the rest of the body. So you're going to be doing this in steps. You're going to get a nice healthy amount again on one side of your brush. You can see one side of your brush. I'm going to set this to the cuticle area. I'm on the surface. So what I'm doing is I'm using really slight and slow circular motions around the cuticle area. My focus is the perimeter. So as I come down, I want to show you something. You can get this down to this point, and then if you'd like, with a lot of pressure, you could literally just kind of split the surface just like this. See that bead? I'm going to get contact. And all I'm doing is focusing my attention down the perimeter. I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. I'm going to have contact all the way down the side, all the way down to the very, very free edge, as you can see. And what we've managed to do, right, is build shape around the perimeter, down around the edges, around the cuticle area. And if you want to, you could always come in with a slight bit more, and to the very, very tip of the nail, like you can see from the center, all I'm using is the tip of my brush and adding more product to the very, very center. Done. Okay, but you can see how hollow the center is right there, and that's okay. The reason why we want to be able to do that is so that when I get it inside the light, you're going to notice too, I'm going to go inside the light and I'm going to hit this low heat mode, right? So if I have, here's the thing. If you build a foundation layer and the lower part, the very, very base layer is thin, chances of your client feeling absolutely nuclear on their finger, like super, super hot, you have less chances of that happening. If you focus on the perimeter, just on the perimeter with a nice foundation layer, and the center is hollow, what you've done is you've created a well to build out the upper arch, right? So look at this, right? This has been in here, right, for about 30 seconds. I'm gonna wait till it gets, that's a little bit longer. It's about 45 seconds. But everything is set. That's the best part. Like, you're going to notice at this point, if I'm looking at this from the side profile, right, you could see how flat the nail is. But you could see that I have great buildup around the cuticle area. I have great buildup around the edges. The tip, right, the shape is done. Where I need to fill it is from that point to that point. But since I have that foundation layer, what I'm going to be able to do is come in and fill that area. I'm going to take a nice healthy amount, again, on the end of my brush, and I'm just going to focus right here, right in the middle. And then all I'm going to do, again, is float with a nice thin, healthy amount down through the center, keeping contact, floating through the body, and then lightly feathering. And you can see from the side how I'm actually able to fill out the space and get that nice arch into the shape I want. The key, again, is for me to add, right? So I need to be able to build this out, but if I have that well, then I don't have to worry about it kind of coming down the edges. All I'm doing is building great shape all the way through, right? Making sure that I have enough product all the way down the sides, and I'm done, okay? That right there, you can see that is complete. Oops, that's funny. My brush just jumped, landed on the nail. That's $10 extra. Done. Okay, let's go ahead and get inside. Boom, right? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna cure that out for a full 60. So when you are done building, right? So you have free edge, you have perimeter, you have upper arch, 3 steps, as though I was actually building acrylic. If I was building acrylic, what I would do is build a free edge. I would start from the cuticle area, build the body, and then fill the remaining space, right, all the way through on the tip. So when it comes to doing gel, I'm doing the same thing. I'm building an extension. I'm building perimeter, which is cuticle area and around. And then what I'm left with is that well in the center, which I'm going to build at the very, very end. We're going to let that cure out for a full 60 seconds. And then once we're done, we're going to be using swipe to remove the shine, the tacky layer from the surface, not the shine, the tacky layer. And then once it's done, so that's close enough. You're going to notice now what I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to take swipe. I'm going to cleanse the surface all the way through, right? Just all the way around. And now I could focus on filing this into shape. I'm going to keep contact on the side. I'm going to keep contact on the side to the center. And what I'm doing, as you can see, trying to get this as even as I can from side to side all the way to the tip. All right, so you can see how, like, I have a straight ledge all the way, right, from that point to that point, all the way to the tip, but I have it dead even. If I was to run my file down the center of the nail, it's going to be even on both sides, correct? If I turn this underneath, I want to line the file parallel, right? And then I file from the lowest point so that I could get my lower arches absolutely straight to the very, very tip. I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side if it's hanging. Lowest point parallel to the finger. I'm going to line this up and I'm going to file until I get right to that edge. And then as soon as it's dead straight, and I wipe this off, you're going to see I'm going to have it nice and straight all the way to the edge, right? Boom. Right, so even if I'm not super close to that very, very edge right there, it's not going to be a big deal because the structure is absolutely strong enough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my safety bit, right? We're going to file out the rest of this. And I want to show you, when I'm looking at this from the side profile, right? you could visualize actually the shape that you want, right? So since I did the perimeter, the amount of pressure that I need back here is not a lot, right? Look, I'm able to take that down, come through my upper arch, all the way to the tip. And you can start to see that I'm actually building great shape. I'm going to look down the body of the nail. I'm going to file all the way through to get my C curve dead even all the way through. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around the perimeter of the nail. I'm going to file around the perimeter to take down the remaining bulk. And I want to file too hard. Just remember, when you guys are filing gel, you file super easy like butter. So I want to be able to come through the whole entire body. And then once we're done doing that, you're going to notice the remaining amount of product that I have to file, right? I'm going to come around the perimeter, right? I want to try to blend the perimeter so that I have the least amount of edges. And then I'm going to come down the sides. This is where I do all the refining, right? I'm going to come down the side. I'm going to blend that in. I'm going to make sure that all my sides, right, are super even all the way around. So this side's going to be done, and then this side right here, contact going up, down, contact going up, down. I have shape. I have enough product around the perimeter really to blend this well. And then you're going to notice, let me go ahead and raise this up. Last but not least, what I want to be able to do is I want to look here at the client profile, right? And what we're going to do is just kind of round off that edge. And if we're going for an almond shape, I want to look down the perimeter of the nail to make sure that we're going to have it nice and even from side to side. So for those of you guys that have been following my brother on Twitch and you saw how easy it is to shape out with the full well tips, that is also an alternative as well for you guys to be able to blend this into perfection. There's many, many ways of sculpting gel. I want to be able to show you guys, right, some of the fundamentals, right, so that you could go ahead and kind of create the same thing. Right, so for those of you guys that are interested in learning how to do hard gel, that is how we're going to be able to build the extension. And again, you know, it's creating a nail, right? It's creating a great structure from cuticle to free edge that has great shape all the way through. Something that you're really going to be able to use as a platform to do your design work. I mean, at the end, if I wanted to take paint and paint in a smile line, if I wanted to do glitter, if I wanted to do any type of glitter, you're going to be able to do that as well. Let me bring this down and show you guys. But you can even see, all right, with some of the new confetti that we have, if I was interested in actually doing some type of press, I could use protein bond, right? Getting that foundation set. And when I'm using protein bond is so that my gel top coats or my gel polish don't stick to the surface. Let's go ahead and take Aquamarine 101. And I'm going to just put on a really, really thin layer. All right, I don't need, again, when I'm doing the gel polish, I'm just going to kind of brush on a nice healthy amount, and then I can really start to use the edges of my brushes to kind of come through and get it all really nice and tight. I like that color. It's really pretty. And then let's go ahead and get this inside the light. All right, so we're going to cure this out with a dispersion layer. And then what we can do is we can use some of, this one is incoming. Boom. Use some of incoming, the new glitter that you guys got last week to kind of do a press through the whole entire surface. Let me go ahead and get a sponge for that. All right, long enough. You know, let's go ahead and get this and just dab, you know, just a really, really nice amount over the surface. All right. Love it. Nice springtime design, as you can see. Making sure that we get this all around the cuticle area. All right, boom, just like this. And then what we can do is we can finish it off by using the finish gel or the stain resistant top coat or any one of the top coats over the surface to get that absolutely perfect. Let me grab that really fast. There we go. Go ahead and grab some stain resistant, and then what I'm going to end up doing is applying a nice healthy coat. So what I recommend doing is doing a coat, and then if you do feel anything over the surface, you can come back and hit it up with something else after you're done. All right, boom, over the top. Let's go ahead and get that inside the light. Boom. It's not about the design. It's all about using the gels to be able to create the enhancement. Understanding the techniques so that you don't have issues with it flooding the cuticle area. Understanding how to use your forms so that you could build your free edge so you don't have to rely on tips. All the tips and tricks associated with you being able to have a lot of success when you guys are working with products just like this. I hope it helped. If you guys have any questions, you're always free to hit me up. Always available. We are always available. I appreciate you guys much. Look forward to seeing you guys on Friday for another episode of Nail School. Appreciate you. Love you much. Have a great day. Peace.